So I am super excited about this week. You guys have no idea. Our astrology has kind of been all over the place. I mean, honestly, I think it's mostly for everyone. Like, regardless of where these transits have been happening in your chart, it has kind of been, it's been interesting. I don't want to necessarily say like it's been bad, but it hasn't exactly been the easiest either. I think a lot of people had a lot of ideas and things that they wanted to start, and for whatever reason, it's just like not been taking off. Like, there's been some stagnation and just that, I don't want to say necessarily flat out stuck. Well, maybe for some people, just like flat out, you can't get anywhere with any of your ideas, any of your plans. But for others, it just feels like I'm trying and it's just going really slow. So this week, I feel like a lot of that is going to start changing. And for some people, it's going to change in like a big way, in a huge way, hopefully for the better. Some of the things that are happening this week, we have Mercury and Jupiter conjunction, and that's going to happen on the 4th, I believe, which is a Thursday, which is funny, that's a Jupiter day. And then on Friday, Mars officially moves into Gemini. So Mars is going to start moving into Gemini like Thursday, so it's like 4th and 5th, but yeah, Mars is going to be in Gemini. And if you guys haven't noticed, the past couple months, Mars has been in Taurus, and it's not really its strongest in Taurus. Just a refresher, Mars basically in our chart, it represents like our drive, our motivation. Mars represents even like how you get angry, how you tolerate things. Like, are you one of those people who have a short fuse? Do you have a long fuse? Are you passive aggressive? Are you passive altogether? Do people walk all over you? It also, so along with motivation, drive, and like what gets you going, it also shows how like kind of like, I don't want to say our sexuality in, well, yeah, kind of like your sexuality. So like not necessarily making love, but just like sex and how you do it, and I guess what hoops need to be jumped through for you to do it, or what hoops don't need to be jumped for. You know, how you might just be, oh, I feel horny, I want to go have sex now. Or you might be more of, you know, you need to take your time and really get to know someone, or they need to tick some boxes, like they need to own their own business or something. Okay, I just had a knock on the door. Look at this. It's like this banana smoothie, and yeah, it's really good. We have chocolate sauce and I think caramel, and yeah, back to what I was saying. That's basically what Mars is going to show you, where it's placed in your chart, like what house, as well as any planets that are in it, and the sign is going to tell you a whole lot about yourself. So anyways, that's the planet that's transiting, and yeah, usually when it does its transits, it's more of a long transit. Like it's not like just a few weeks. Sometimes it can be a few months. If it's also going retrograde, it can really just be drawn out. So we had a lot of stuff going on with Mars last year, and I don't know if people realize that a lot of the hiccups and just issues that you had, holdups, setbacks you had, were mostly like Mars related. Like, believe it or not, Mars was just, ugh, Mars was so gross last year. So anyways, I went into Taurus, I think around January, and yeah, now we get it into Gemini. So to know what this means for you, obviously there are professional astrologers on YouTube who can tell you exactly, just off your rising sign, exactly what house it's going to be transiting for you, and how you're going to see this in your life, like what's going to happen. You can look it up yourself using your natal chart. There's tons of websites. Astro.com literally is one of the best ones for this. Or you can just look on, for I guess the actual transit, if you can do the Astro Matrix app, that one's really helpful for seeing exactly what house it might be in. But yeah, so look and see what Gemini, where is Gemini in your chart, and yeah, that basically is going to be what's going to be happening with Mars. So depending on what house it's in is basically going to be where you're going to see some of these changes. So let's say like if you had Mars in the 12th, like it's going to be a lot to do with like your subconscious. Don't be surprised if like you have some insane dreams. You guys already know we're already in Pisces season, so dreams and feelings and emotions, even for those who are usually emotionally unavailable, are going to be so heightened. But basically we're going to have a lot of our challenges and things that we've been waiting to happen, like all of a sudden everything's just like gonna start falling into place. So it's like, it could be something silly, like you trying to add on, I don't know, going to like a new class or something like that, and like you just can never sign up for it, you never make the time. There's nothing really keeping you from doing it, it just hasn't happened. Don't be surprised within the next week to 2 weeks, all of a sudden you're just like, I'm inspired, let's do this, let's go. Or I don't know, maybe you've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel and you've just been taking forever, and really there's nothing like stopping you, especially if you have a phone. If you can just film on your phone, like you don't really need a camera. But anyways, as long as you have your phone, you can do it. But all of a sudden, I just think a lot of people are just gonna finally like move on with their lives. Like they're just gonna start stuff and actually follow through, because Mars is, it really doesn't do well for us in Taurus. Like it just really doesn't. It's, you know, much, you know, stuff just starts to happen. You have to think Gemini is ruled by Mercury. And so Mercury is the mind, it's intelligence, it's communication. Okay, Gemini people in general, they have an amazing ability to just multitask, do a lot of stuff all at once. If like just in general, it's like, I think most of their minds are like constantly going. Like they are, hyperactive kind of. And you know, they love to talk. They love to talk. So I think this is really good for just getting news, starting things, and you might be starting multiple like little projects or multiple new things in your life all at once. It could be so small, from like starting to eat differently or start a renovation, or I don't know, going back to school. So it'll be really interesting to see how lives change after this energy, you know. And with this energy, yes, it's the strongest on the day, but like you can start to feel it even a couple of days before, even a week before. Like it's not just like, oh, on this day everything's gonna change forever. Like no, we ease into the energy. And so yeah, it's gonna be different. So the second exciting thing happening is a Mercury and Jupiter conjunction. So we talked about how Mars is moving into Gemini from Taurus, and how, I mean, Taurus just being a fixed sign is just kind of slow moving anyways. But with Mercury and the Jupiter conjunction, basically Mercury, we already said it basically rules your mind, your intelligence, communication. Jupiter is more of expansion, wisdom, abundance. So right off the bat, you should be really, really excited about this. So this is going to be happening Thursday. And again, with this energy, like I think this is just my personal opinion, you can start to feel it even before. Like the planets are constantly moving, and each degree they're getting closer and closer and closer to, you know, stationing or getting into that conjunction. So you're going to start to just like feel it before it even actually hits. What this could mean for us is basically just, I hate this word, it's kind of cringy, but receiving downloads. Like, so a download, I guess the best definition would just be like out of nowhere, something you've been stumped on for a long time, all of a sudden you just get this like insane idea, right? This idea, it starts off small, but all of a sudden it changes things for you in a huge way. And it's just like, why did I never think about that before? So it's just like insight, it could be just clarity, opportunity. And so with Mercury is the messenger. So basically you could literally get this in the form of an email. Maybe you've been waiting to hear back from a job, you get this from a text, a phone call, it could be from something in the mail, maybe you finally got your W-2, I don't know. But it's just, there's gonna be a lot of stuff coming in. So it's like, I'm very excited for this week, but at the same time, you have to understand, okay, so also you need to look at your transits. Again, the Astro Matrix app is really good for doing that, or the astro.com website, and basically see where Mercury and Jupiter are going to be. Okay, so they're going to be in Aquarius. So whatever Aquarius rules in your natal chart, look at that house. That's the house, like that's where you're going to be seeing this stuff. So for example, it's going to be in my 8th house. So 8th house is more of loans, finance, taxes. It also has to do with the death, rebirth, transformation, intimacy, sex, trauma, fears, power, control, other people's monies, debt, partner's money, occult, sciences. So it's like the 8th house is like a lot of stuff. So it could be something kind of internal, maybe getting over some trauma, some deep-seated fears, or just, you know, issues like, you know, some shadow like work, or it could be something to do with taxes. I don't really know what we're gonna see. Or it could be more of sex. Okay, so 8th house and 5th house, I think a lot of people get confused with 8th house and 5th house. 5th house is like more romantic intimacy and sex, but also like more making love. 8th house is kind of like, I mean, it could be passionate, but it's also just, it's very almost animalistic. Like it's like that need almost. It could be a little kinky maybe, because the 8th house is like such a dark house. If I'm not mistaken, 8th house is ruled by Scorpio. It is. So 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, so it is darker. It is just very deep. But it could also be bad. Like, so when it talks about death, sometimes it could physically be death, but other times it's more of like death of self, like moving from, I don't know, one thing to the other in how you see the world or how you view things or how you do things. So I guess the better word would just be transformation. It's like almost like getting the death card in tarot, which that is an 8th house card. It's, you know, yes, there are times when it means physical death, but let's not be all morbid. Majority of the time, it's just radical transformation. But for most people, this is just like across the board. With anything having to do with Jupiter and Mercury, this is like some frazzling energy. So don't be surprised if you're having issues sleeping, or if you feel more energy in general, if you are scatterbrained and you're trying to do everything all at once. If you've ever lived on like your Mercury line, I don't know if you guys do astrocartography or anything like that, but it can definitely be just some busybody energy, a whole lot going on. And then with Jupiter, most of us know Jupiter is a benefic planet, okay? He likes to give, he likes to provide. You can get like, I don't know, just some wonderful, wonderful blessings with Jupiter. Usually it is very positive. And also Jupiter, it rules Sagittarius. And so it's more, think of all of Sagittarius qualities, wisdom, higher learning, but also fun and just trying new things. And so with this energy, sometimes I think when I relate it to the physical, sometimes I'll notice when there are Jupiter transits going on, I will start eating more. Sometimes Jupiter means indulgence, and it's because it is the planet of expansion. So sometimes it expands everything that it touches. So sometimes that could be expanding how much money you make, or expanding your opportunity, or expanding your waistline because like you're indulging in this really, really, really good cheesecake that you just made. Yeah, if you've ever seen people with rising signs that are ruled by Jupiter, they are usually either taller or just wider. Like these planets can like rule your physical. It's very funny. Mercury is more of our hands. And you think about all like we use, is that a ladybug? Oh, I had the cutest ladybug on the window. So what was I saying about hands? Oh yeah, hands. Also Mercury, it rules Virgo. And so we just had that Virgo moon. And so if you know Virgo, they're very detailed. They can be organized. And also I feel like because of their Mercury type energy, they worry a lot. Like they overthink a lot of things. Like you wouldn't know it, but like they do. They have a lot going on in their head. Like they're the type, like they're stressed out, they have so much going on, and they'll be like scrubbing the baseboards at 3 a.m. or like doing some type of tedious work. So just to give you an idea of what these planets mean and like how you might see this energy translate into your real life. Like sometimes it'll affect us more emotionally, sometimes it's like very physical. And yeah, if you find yourself being hyperactive, not able to concentrate so much, if you see yourself overeating or overindulging, then sorry. It's the energy. Like there's not really much you can do. With Mars, I don't know. In Gemini, maybe some people might be a little overly aggressive. I don't know. I don't have too much, I haven't done too much research into that, but it will be interesting. Cause like, to be honest, like Mars and Taurus can be really bad too. Like Tauruses have some of the worst, if you really get them mad, like when they blow up, it's like hide, run, like just walk away. Like that's some fixed energy. And when they're fixed on being pissed off, like I'm sorry, like you messed up, because they're gonna like eat your head off. So it's like Mars and Taurus, I don't want to say it's overly aggressive, it's not, but it definitely has an explosive type energy if you rub it the wrong way. But I don't know, something about Mars and Gemini, because they're so on the go and ready and quick and fast, like this could also maybe be problematic in some areas, maybe things escalating too quickly. getting out of hand, maybe a disagreement, or just feeling pissed off at someone and like they're just annoying you. So like you say things that you should have really thought about before saying out loud. I don't know. And then like it turns into this big thing. I don't know. But it's like, obviously these transits aren't going to be all good. Like there's going to be like some realness with the blessings, but at the same time, I think overall it's pretty positive. So this is a good thing. And we should be excited because like a lot of things can change. And so this is, in my mind, how I'm thinking of it. We have the Mercury-Jupiter conjunction. We're going to be getting insight, clarity. We're going to have opportunities maybe come out of nowhere. Or maybe we'll just have those like aha moments, like holy crap, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then we have Mars moving into Gemini. And that Mars into Gemini is actually what's going to make this actually come about. What's going to actually make us like get started. So we're going to go from idea, maybe something intangible, maybe something from a dream, I don't know, or maybe just you got an offer and then you're actually going to like go through with it. So it's gonna be amazing. I'm excited. So I can't wait to hear maybe in like a couple weeks what got started from this week, maybe a little into next, like what got started for you that you are now pursuing. And for a lot of people, it's going to be multiple things. So it's not just going to be one thing. And like I said, if this is happening, especially with the conjunction and getting the clarity or the understanding or the idea or the opportunity, for some people, I think it's going to be more physical. So it might not just be something in your head, like, you know what, I should start going to counseling or something like that. Like it could be something like someone reaching back out to you, or you reaching out to someone and just like laying it all out. Like this is going to be amazing energy for like talking to people. And so for all types of, I think, partnership. So let's say it's, you think you want to, I don't know, take on more responsibility at work. This would be the week to talk to your boss about that. Like most interactions with other people are going to, like, it's going to be smoother for you to, I guess, I don't know, just talk things out, work things out, negotiate. That's the word I was searching so desperately for. Yeah, it's gonna be great for that. But yeah, for some people, I think it's gonna be more romantic. For others, remember we are in Pisces season, so it's like when you're looking at these things that are happening, these transits, sometimes like I'll get kind of like tunnel vision. I'll just like look at the actual transit, but like you have to look at the overall, like what's happening. This is happening while we are in Pisces season. Okay, Pisces is very dreamy, it's very intuitive, it's lovey-dovey, it's romantic. So Pisces, I think it originally was ruled by Neptune, and then, no, actually it was originally ruled by Jupiter, and then once we discovered Neptune, that's when it gave, you know, we gave Neptune as like, you know, the ruler, the planetary ruler of Pisces. And so with that being said, sometimes we can have like rose-colored glasses on. If you have, I have some really close Pisces friends, both men and women. And so you'll notice sometimes they have escapism tendencies. This could be good, this could be bad. This could be they are very fun to be around. They can like relax, drink, maybe they're smoking or trying some new, I don't know. It could be some type of like psychedelic drug or whatnot. Like they have to be really careful, almost like Scorpios. They can get into like addictive tendencies and have too much fun sometimes. Like, trust me, they can get turned up really quick. But the funny thing is, you would think with that being just how they are, like, I feel like they navigate that realm of being so much easier than we do. Like, so I would not try to outdrink a Pisces is what I'm saying, because they're going to handle it better. They're going to be probably more energized, better, just completely normal the next day, and you're going to be the one like hungover in bed drinking water and asking for Advil. Like seriously, I've noticed that they really bounce back quickly, and I think it's just because like they're all about that, just that higher realm of just being, of existing, and they're able to navigate it better. But they definitely, meaning that they can drink more than us, they can probably do more of, if they're smoking or taking some type of, I don't know, like I said, psychedelic, whatever, they're able to handle it better. But like, yeah, they can be out there. So with that being said, you have to understand this is the overall energy that we are in right now. And so yeah, keep that in mind. It's a huge difference from just being in Aquarius season. So because the energy is going to be a little frazzled, I'll just share with you guys some of the things that I'm going to be doing to not only ground myself, but to better balance out all these energies. Basically, I'm just going to be working with the things that we should already be doing because it is Pisces season. Also, I should have mentioned, I know, and personally, I've had a lot of very strange dreams this Pisces season. So I've had a lot of repressed stuff come back up through dreams. Like I've actually woke up crying, like so emotional, like what is going on? And for other people I know, they've actually had in their waking moments just huge highs and lows with their emotions. Okay, so Pisces is watery and it's like making you feel all of the feels. So if you are feeling like that, if you're having highs, lows, if you've cried within the last, I don't know, week or so that we've been in Pisces season. How long have we been in here? I don't feel like we've been here long, but like it already feels like forever. Especially if you're more of like a detached sign or just a balanced sign. I'm sorry, I have a little one at the door. I have to go get it. No one wants to leave me alone right now to make this video. So if you've been feeling like that, I think probably the answer for all of us is just like a little more time in self-love. Okay, so obviously not everyone can like go like draw a bath and like soak in it for hours and read, but if you can, that'd be amazing. So whenever you can get away to go do that, that would be something that's amazing. Another thing I would say would just be like looking at very pretty things. So maybe go buy yourself some flowers. Flowers aren't always that expensive. Sometimes you can get them from $5 to $10 to $20 just at the grocery store. Little things like that. Another thing would be, well, an easier thing, maybe just changing up your hair. So if you're usually just have it in a bun, maybe straighten it and have it down, or pulling out like a wig or something. I don't know. I think I have like, you know, like the wig that I would like wear every day, and then I have just like, this is like the nice wig. I don't like want to get like all messed up. So just taking a little bit of time to maybe, you know, enjoy yourself. So like, so your appearance, okay, so maybe take a little more time on, if you usually don't wear makeup, maybe put just a little bit on. Just like small things like that, that would definitely just make you feel better about yourself. Because like usually when you feel better about yourself, you'll notice you can just do anything, take on anything, and it really does go a long way. For those of you who are trying to manifest things and pull things in, you better be in a high vibe all week. So if you're like watching a video, like you need to figure out like your triggers that like get you into like a bad mood, or that like make you start second guessing yourself, or like I'm not sure if this is gonna happen, or freaking out or sad. First off, figure out the triggers. Like sometimes for me, like I watched this one YouTube video, it said this thing, it triggered me, and then I started having like these like awful like thoughts. Like I just, it was gross. And so obviously you would stay away from YouTube videos like that that would trigger you. I don't know, if you're one of those people who are like looking at, I don't know, past pictures of you and your ex or something, you need to stop doing that. This is not the week to do that. You need to be thinking very happy thoughts. Like you really do. Even if you're like having, again, this is going back to like the Virgo energy of like sometimes they can worry, and they'll worry about things that haven't necessarily happened and aren't going to happen, but like they'll be like worrying about it. So that is a form of daydreaming. 100% that's a form of daydreaming, and you gotta have to be careful about that. So if you are going to daydream about something, let's not daydream about potential things that could happen or that could go wrong. My favorite thing is like if I'm gonna think about something, I think about it how I would want it to happen. So for instance, if I'm having trouble at my child's school and he hasn't been like listening, okay, I will think about you know, us going up to the school for a good reason, okay? Maybe he's getting an award or something, and him maybe being able to contain himself, control himself, okay? So in this daydream, he is, you know, keeping his arms and his legs to himself, okay? He's not hurting any of the other children. And, you know, he's just, he has control of himself, and he's happy, he's in a good mood. And so, you know, you try to think things how they are, maybe not how, like, you know, you're going up there because he threw a pencil at somebody. Like, or it could be a daydream about you meeting somebody Okay, and so you shouldn't think of it how you are, like, especially if you have any insecurities with your body. Okay, so if your insecurity is, it could be something about like stretch marks or something like that, you should probably think of yourself without them, like them hidden. So if you're trying to get a treatment for them or whatnot, because there's like lots of different treatments. If you want laser, if you wanted them to tattoo over them, think about that as if it's already done. You know, think about you in your best, in your prime. Yeah, and then those are the types of things you should be thinking about, like, so good thoughts, because we do have a tendency, whatever we worry about, whatever we mull over, sometimes those things will actually come true. And I think it's just what is that psychology term, self-fulfilling prophecy, when someone's like, oh my god, you're gonna cheat on me, you're gonna cheat on me, you're gonna cheat on me, and then guess what, they push their partner away so much, all of a sudden, oh, I was right, now you went and cheated on me. And it's probably like, you know, and in all honesty, it's like, well, you probably were cheated on because you always have an attitude. You're very just aggressive in that, you know, you're saying that your partner is cheating on you out of nowhere, you know, especially if you don't have any proof or anything. So it's just like you're projecting this on them, and it's making them feel bad. It's just like, why don't you believe me? Why don't you, you know? And so they feel like their relationship is going to end at any moment because, like, you're, I don't know, you're just always so negative. So it's like sometimes people like bring it on themselves, 100%. But I'm done ranting. This is a long video. I'm gonna go now.